For a 21st Crucible campaign after fabulous form at the qualifiers. A multiple World and Masters finalist, a multiple German Masters champion, winner of 6 ranking titles in all. He will relish the stage and the atmosphere here. Here he comes, flying high, the captain, Ali Carter. And finally to the greatest player in history, emerging for a record-extending 33rd consecutive Crucible campaign, back on the big stage and back in a match for the first time in 3 months, the 7-time champion of the world, the Rocket, Ronnie Sullivan.
Afternoon, Ronnie. All the best. Who wants the call, gents?
Heads, please.
Heads it is.
Ronnie can break.
Ronnie, okay. Ronnie to break. Okay, yeah, all right.
Thank you, Hazel.
The first frame.
What an atmosphere.
Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
And the speculation over let battle commence. And of course, always a pleasure to be sat next to the other 7 times champion of the world, Stephen Hendry, and I think the opening exchanges are going to tell us quite a bit here, Stephen.
Yeah, table. And it's got all the ingredients of bean, so out 'em.
No, you get your special players in our game. And they just add that little...
One thing, I don't think Ronnie would have turned up to play here if he wasn't prepared, as in having put work in on the table. Practice is something that he's been lacking for the last 3 or so months.
Yeah, and I suppose, in a way, we know all the talk about him breaking his cue, and he's been trying out.
Enjoy working out, you know, what works best for you.
Safety shot, getting the cue ball back to that port cushion.
One.
The speed of it, it's just beautiful.
Ali Carter eights.
Decent safety through to this red. And that was a helpful kiss off the break. Possible red.
Clearly just wants to play himself in, but Ali Carter's found a nice little clip there.
6.
Judged it nicely. Perfect on the blue.
Straightforward, I don't think, to get right angle on the blue. Got to avoid the right middle pocket with the cue ball. Yeah. So just
12.
Playing the pink here, cutting it back into the middle. Cue ball running loose. But he's guided it nicely. It's all about pace. A little bit heavy.
18.
I think he can still cut one back into the left corner, but he was looking for something easier than this.
yes, I keep saying it's the easy shots, the easy things that let you down in snooker, and it was such an easy shot from blue to stun down for that red to left corner, leave it straight for the black.
Foul.
And now, two
On the
shots
counter,
later,
18.
it's end of break.
Ronnie Sullivan 4.
When he looked to be in a chance to win the frame in one visit.
So this now, well, I was going to say his first attempt at a pot. You see, well, he has played the pot. He's played it in a way that he could get the cue ball back to the baulk end comfortably.
There's two chances of pots he hasn't even looked at. Is this a new Ronnie?
Well, we talked about that straight red into the right corner early on. There's no way to normally refuse that, but maybe he's just settling in, and
Yeah.
it's understandable.
Has the rocket turned into a rock?
Yeah, well, as I say, he's had a couple of half chances he's turned down. The acid test, of course, will be when he gets in. Not the best safety shot, that, though. He nearly caught the bump of the middle pocket. Just about got past the baulk line. This red, I'm certain now he would take it on no problem, but he's hampered by the green, which makes it a bit more difficult. Now then, where's this red going to run to? Covered by the yellow. But there's definitely a pot on here. Two reds near the top cushion. The top one cuts. So, first real attempt at a pot now for Ronnie.
One. Yellow ball, thank you. Ronnie Sullivan 1. One.
Excellent cueing. Could pot that. He's always trusting a little bit to luck as a good position. You see the pink goes, but it might look, because he's not right behind the pink, a little bit tight. So if he is a bit concerned about that, he's always got the blue as second prize. But pink it is.
been a pretty good start this from Ali Carter in this match.
7.
He's potted 2 or 3 really good balls so far. Okay, lost position first time he was in, but
8.
at this level, you'd expect him to win the frame at this visit, the second time of asking.
$30. $14.
Being straight on the black won't be a problem, just screw back for that red near the right-hand side cushion. Already got a 35-point lead. The black will make it 42. So 3 more reds, and that would be enough to secure the first frame, although he's just slightly off straight on the black. If he screws back for that red near the side cushion, he'll go very close to it. So maybe try to force it round off 2 cushions. That'll do nicely. That will do nicely. Absolutely inch perfect on this red.
$22.
Just got to judge this little cannon on the red to the right of the pink. Quite easy to slip behind it. In fact, he didn't even risk it because of that. So left himself low in this red. That's a little sarcastic nod of the head.
29.
He's not had a cue ball on a string, you'd have to say, in these 2 visits to the table. But not many pots away from winning the first frame.
$30.
But it looks like he's not going to clinch the frame at this visit either, unless he takes on the blue. So although he's been potting balls nicely, he's just not got the speed of the table.
Quick glance at the scoreboard. Well, he's eyeing up the blue. I suppose he's got a bit of insurance, particularly with that red by the yellow. It's not as if he missed the blue and Ronnie would have a clear chance to win the frame, so he's taking this blue on. Oh, beautifully struck. Didn't put all his eggs in one basket, i.e. stunned the blue in.
35.
So this red to the right of the pink is tricky. Yeah, it was tricky.
Ali Carter. 35.
So, 2 good chances Ali's had and not sealed the deal. Ronnie comes to the table 56 points behind, but a possible 67 remaining.
1.
But as I say, it's that red near the yellow that's going to be a big hurdle to get over.
$8. $9.
That was a lovely shot.
Yeah, just didn't get into that
60.
cue ball. He wanted to be this side of the middle pocket. Lucky not to going off.
70.
In goes the red. Not great on the black. Might be value, particularly with the misrule as it is. Just tucking Ali up behind the black here. Well, pink. Trying to cannon the red away from the yellow. This is a very positive choice. For a Of course, it was my mistake. He needed
Ronnie
to pop
Sullivan.
the colour, otherwise he'll need
Seven.
a snooker. And that's why he didn't trickle up behind the black, played the more positive shot on the pink, but having missed the pink, he's now 39 points behind, 35 on, and this red does cut, so for all money, first frame, Ali Carter.
Quite an interesting little thing there. Ali Carter remained in his chair until Ronnie had sat down. Obviously, we don't want any repeat of what went on the last time these players played in the two-table setup.
Seven.
It's been a good start to this first frame from Ali Carter. Okay, he's not been in one visit, but his potting looks on point. Just lost position
9.
a couple of times, but it's been a pretty confident start to this match from him.
Twelve. $60. $21.
Well, needed a
27.
couple of
On the
chances,
first
but
frame.
in the end,
Ali
it's quite a
Carter.
comfortable first frame for Ali Carter. He leads 1-0. Well, that's a helpful kiss on the yellow. What I've noticed so far in this match is that Ronnie's getting a good line with the safety, but he's just overhitting everything. But, as you say, there's a big difference between being on the practice table and coming out in a competitive match. It's hard to say what's going on in Ronnie's mind at the moment. I think I'd like to see him get an easy starter and see how he performs with a frame or a break winning or a break opportunity.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt. You know, it's when he gets in amongst the sort of pink and black, a chance to make a big break or a century. I mean, it's like riding a bike, really, for Ronnie. That part of the game will be no problem at all. I expect him still to score heavily if he gets chances. It's obviously the department when it comes down to if you're 50 odd behind and you need to make a clearance to pinch a frame. Those are the things that, because he hasn't been playing a lot of tournaments, those are the things that can be sort of last to come back. That sort of sharpness in match play.
As an example, he's playing that with a lot of right-hand side to check the cue ball. And that's why he caught the red much too thick. He couldn't just play it plain ball because he'd have been on nothing even if he'd have potted it. No value playing that into the middle. Chance of a long pot from Ronnie, which, unlike him in the first frame, he didn't seem to be wanting to be tempted by anything that he's put in the difficult category. This is another decent line, but overhit once again. Can't find that baulk cushion at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment Ronnie's treating his opponent, he's treating the match, treating everything with a lot of respect. The minute he's playing himself into this, I suppose he doesn't want to start going for everything, leaving his opponent in, and find himself sort of 3-4-0 behind before he's even had a chance to get his hand on the table. Ali, he's not shied away from the pots yet. Didn't strike that one as well as he has been. You get a chance like this, where the black is, you sort of, you're glad to be at the table, obviously, but your heart sinks a little bit when you see where it is. So he's going to have to do a bit of work to get that black into play.
One.
That's a fabulous shot. Remember the cushion. And just with that one shot, the pink is now in the open. I'd be surprised, John, if Ronnie isn't inspired by playing here. I mean, he's had such success at the Crucible. So many great memories.
6.
You'd be surprised if it didn't get his juices flowing.
Yeah, absolutely. When you've got the talent that he's got, you relish going out in front of a packed audience and showing them what you can do.
7.
That cue ball needs to run a little bit. And it has done. That's okay. Straight enough on this blue to be happy with it. And as Stephen mentioned a few shots ago when Ronnie potted that great ball into the middle, the pink's in the open, and I think the pink may not be able to go back on its own spot. And if that is the case, then the pink going on the black spot would be ideal for this visit.
12. $13.
Yeah, it'll be tight whether the pink is on it, but he didn't want the kiss on the second red there, so he's not ideal yet. I assume the pink doesn't go into the right corner. If it did, he'd have been down playing it by now. No, it's too tight. So it's another blue.
I wonder if he'd be tempted if he's got the angle to play for black here, because there's another red on the black cushion, so he wouldn't have to do a lot with the cue ball. No. Back up
90.
for blue. Again,
24.
chance to play for the black. See the left of the two. There are his options to pot here. I'd be surprised if he doesn't play for the black.
Well, it's certainly guaranteed position, such as the way he is on this red, and he's only got to just bounce the cue ball slightly. The only thing is, if he plays for the black along the cushion, then you'd think he's going to have to play a red along the cushion as well, so two difficult shots to play. This will give us an insight as to how confident he's feeling.
25. Ronnie or Sullivan? 25.
Well, there can always be miss, but I have to say, I don't know why he played it like that. He could have just rolled it in dead weight and still had the angle on the next red. Anyway, good chance. It's gone.
1.
it's only second frame of this session, but this is, I feel, is quite an important visit to the table for Ali Carter. Just to, if Ronnie is feeling he's not totally relaxed yet, being out here again, keep him that way.
Eight.
Not the best shot he's ever played there. He's got this red to left middle. I don't know what sort of angles on it, whether he can get to the right side of the blue, the far side of the blue. Well, he has got a bit of angle there. But these are, you've got to treat these with respect. Not the easiest cueing either. So it was a poor shot from the black from Ali Carter, you have to say.
Nine. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, his main concern was he couldn't get the cue ball away from the side cushion. He's got to be very precise now with his positional shot off the blue. I'm not certain what's available. Obviously the red just above the black. But he's got to be very precise if that's the only red he can play for. Well, is there another one? There must be, surely.
14.
No? He wanted to play on the red that's just to the left of the black now as we look. He's looking for a second option. I don't think there is one. No?
Ali Carter 14.
Just his cue ball at the moment is letting him down. But that can come with a little bit of tension in the arm. But it was a let-off for Ronnie.
I suppose one of the things Ali's got to deal with today is, I mean, I'm sure he's told himself, is he expecting Ronnie to be at his best, but you don't really know because we've not seen Ronnie play for 3.5 months, so it's a bit in the unknown, bit in the dark, Ali, about what to expect from his opponent.
Has he got the cover? No. Well, I say no. No.
One.
I mean, if the pink... There's two reds in the middle of the table by the pink spot. If the pink, when it's respotted, doesn't interfere with that, then it's a straightforward shot. Well, he missed the pink in the
Ronnie Sullivan 1.
first frame when he was attempting to get back in the frame. And that's another one that's missed into the middle. Slightly concerning.
Yeah, he sort of trudged back to his seat, Ronnie, didn't he? It was like, it was a pretty slow walk. Ali's got to take advantage of these early stages. If Ronnie is, as you would expect, a little bit rusty, he's got to try and stamp his authority on this match. And this is a better shot.
6. Seven.
Well, I say that one, but he obviously couldn't play for the black, and that's not a good shot either. So again, cue ball control has not been good enough yet for Ali Carter.
this blue to make the points all square.
$12.
Pretty good shot that was. He's on this red. You're screwing off these reds. You just got to always be aware of that right middle pocket.
$30.
Oh, good kiss in the brown.
Yeah, good kiss on the brown. The only downside in playing that shot is put a red tight against the right-hand side cushion. You can't win the frame without that red.
$70. $80.
Now maybe think about leaving an angle on this black
$25.
to disturb that red away from the right-hand side cushion.
$26.
Maybe not from this. He needed a bit more angle than this. Well, he's got a fair angle, but it'd be too risky to force it up. If you had a thinner angle, you could have just rolled the black in and got the cannon. But that red
33.
is going to be the key to this frame.
Yeah, I was thinking if he got nicely on this red, you could screw back and move that red off this one. I don't think he's got the angle, so it's going to have to be from the black.
34.
So now this is the big shot in this second frame. He only needs the red. Black puts him 29 in front, but he's not on it. Ronnie will come back to the table.
41.
Not sure if there's room behind that yellow to get the cue ball in behind it. Doesn't look like a lot of room there. Is he playing a double? No.
Cheers, Holly. Thank you. Holly Carter.
Wow.
40.
I don't know who's into your mind, Stephen, but that is a poor safety. This red pot's. Didn't play the pot, opted for the... Well, he was trying to get a snooker behind the black. Just don't see that touch at the moment in Ronnie's strike. Just seems to be over-hitting everything. It could be a bit of tension in the arms. He's not immune to nerves. No player is.
Oh, it has to be a huge occasion. I mean, for both players. Obviously, Ronnie, as soon as he announced he was playing here, it's a huge build-up to this. And obviously, this match, these two have got such a rivalry that you'd be shocked if both players were, you know, really calm and weren't suffering a little bit. And that's not the best shot from Ali Carter.
So off this red for Ronnie, any colour and the 6 remaining colours for the frame.
One.
It couldn't have finished worse, that cue ball. Okay, an easy pink. Can he play it and get position on the yellow. It's a tough shot. It's got to miss the black and the blue. Oh, he's played it perfectly. What a shot!
7. Nine.
Well, I say he's been over it and everything. He's just about got past the baulk line, but this is a tricky green now.
$12.
Well, that was a better shot than it looked. Played with a load of left-hand side to keep the cue ball near the brown.
60.
Check it off the right cushion.
And inch perfect on the blue. Blue, pink and black. And it's a bit of a steal. But it put his first frame on the scoreboard. And as we always say, you never really relax until you do that.
27.
Well played, the shot from pink to yellow was top draw. And it paved the way for Ronnie or Sullivan to win the second frame. 1-all. Oh, he wasn't playing the pot there. That was a miss-hit. Might not be too much damage done, particularly if he's left this red straight. Not much Ali can do with regards to getting position on the colour. I was just trying to birdie it, but does this red go to the right middle? I think it does.
One.
Yeah, I mean, it might... Well, it's maybe too early to say it one each, but I don't know whether Ali Carter has missed an opportunity already in this session in not winning that second frame.
6.
To really sort of keep Ronnie, if he is feeling a little bit edgy, just keep him in that way.
7.
Great shot. It's a shot you very rarely see going into the pack from the black
14.
with topspin. It's a very effective shot.
15. $20. $21.
Just lost the cue ball slightly. This black should have been easier. And it caused the miss.
Ronnie Sullivan, 21. On.
got to start punishing Ronnie by winning these frames in one visit. Because even if he was winning the frames in 2 or 3 visits, it doesn't really make your opponent feel that uncomfortable. But if your opponent knows that every time he makes a mistake, he's not getting back to the table, it's a whole different ball game. And again, quite in perfect position. Just
8.
everything's just a little bit awkward. This shouldn't be a problem.
Nine.
To me, it doesn't look completely relaxed yet, Ali Carter. Doesn't look completely at ease out there. And got away with one there, I think. Don't think this was the plan for this red to right middle.
16.
Yeah, to me, everything just looks like a split second rushed.
$70.
Perfect on the blue this time. I think there's a couple of reds just above the black available into the left corner. So I'll keep the cue ball on the right-hand side of the table as we look. Just a soft screw. Well, I decided he wasn't happy with it, so played the cannon. And once again, he's not perfect.
20.
He can pop this red to the right corner, but whenever the thinner than quarter ball, always a danger you can lose the cue ball.
If he doesn't want to play in and out of baulk for baulk colour, he could. The pink's in not a bad position. I'm not sure if he can hold it short of the baulk colours here. No.
23.
So, yeah, it's all a bit scrappy at the moment from Ali Carter. I mean, it looks like he's cueing well enough and potting well enough, but he just hasn't got the cue ball under control. He can't seem to string 2 good positional shots together in a row. As I say, it's understandable. Huge match for both players, actually. Neither of them have settled yet.
The most obvious red you'd like to hit is the one that's tight to this top cushion. That's the one that Ronnie's aiming for. Once again, it's a bit pacey, and it's a bit narrow.
Foul, and a miss.
Well, miscalled.
Count to 4.
Not certainly be taken. He's got a red that's available into the far left corner. I mean, you could have it replaced, but then Ronnie could get it right next time around. No, it's wide of the mark. Got to be honest with you, I fancied him to get that. Wasn't too difficult a pot, didn't have to do much with the cue ball. Ronnie could put him in big trouble here. Can stun and get the snooker behind pink or brown.
Cheers, Ronnie.
So tried to get him behind the pink, didn't manage it. 6 points in it. Ali Carter in front. That was a good safety. Good line, good length. Not putting any pressure on Ronnie, but Ronnie needs to reply with one here and find that baulk cushion. This is a better line and an excellent length. That's as good a safety shot he's played all match. Well played. Well, that good safety shot has forced the mistake from Ali. He's had a bit of a result that two of those reds have gone near the left-hand side cushion, but that's a problem for later for Ronnie.
1.
Not the best chance, but it's a chance.
Six.
Points all square.
7. $40. 50.
Well, took that opportunity to bring those reds into play, but cue ball has finished
20.
tight against the side cushion. Only advantage with this red. Didn't have to do much with the cue ball. Oh, I thought he'd have played the one into the right corner. It's the one to the far right corner. He's staying down. Right in the heart of the pocket. Thinner on this blue than he would like, but I think he can get into it and avoid the kiss on the red near the top cushion. Wow, and he's played it beautifully.
28. 29.
So this blue to go 28 points in front, deciding to play for the tricky red along the top cushion. It needs to slow down a bit.
34.
This red and a black to leave Ali needing a snooker. No. No, it was always on the high side for me.
34.
A carbon copy of the black he missed, isn't it? Just maybe a slight deceleration. That's what happens. You miss pots thin. You just decelerate through the cue ball.
Well,
Ali Carter, he just cannot seem to control the cue ball. Just a little bit of adrenaline there, maybe, but he's left himself a horrible little shot in the black here for the rest.
Well, Ronnie just needs the red.
well,
Well, I'm not certain what to make of these first three frames, Stephen. Ali's had plenty of chances, but he's just not punishing Ronnie at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, the match is so early, but I think he's missed an opportunity to sort of keep Ronnie cold, as it were. He's had lots of chances. Even the frame, he won the first frame, although he was putting good balls. It took him 3 chances to win it. He had at least 2 or 3 chances in the second frame. And that chance there, just really poor positional shots.
13.
You know, it's not Ronnie. In terms of being one of the best front runners the game's ever seen, he's just going to get stronger.
70.
And he feeds off opponents' weaknesses like, well, like no one.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's not been vintage Ronnie or Sullivan.
28. And the frame.
He won't be bothered about the black. Yes, and I would suggest a big frame for Ali Carter. You know, you always want to reward for your efforts, and if he goes into that mid-session interval 3-1 behind, he'll feel as though he's got nothing for it. OK, he'll have a frame, but the chances he's had. Well, that was well wide of the mark from Ronnie. But the red ran safe. Snooker done all reds, but simple shot, big target, just come off the side cushion, nestle into the cluster.
Touching ball.
Well, that makes it a bit easier for Ali. These type of shots, you're trying to find the middle of the ball. Wow. Where's the cue ball going?
Foul.
Well, that's
Ronnie
amazing.
Sullivan, full.
That is a bad misjudgment. So Stephen, we were concerned how Ronnie was going to feel and play. Whether it's had an effect on Ali or not, I don't know, but he looks the more nervous of the two at the moment.
Well, Ali's game has gone very ragged. I mean, that last shot, that's what you see amateurs do. Come off the cushion, hit the blue. I mean, he had all the room in the world to get the cue ball up to the bulk end. You have to say his temperament's letting him down at the moment, Ali Carter. He's not coping with the situation or the fact he's had chances and not taken them.
Well, if Ronnie's not left a clear path to this red over the corner, which you can see he hasn't, he's been a bit fortunate there. But Ali's determined to get this red away from the pocket, even if he doesn't pot it. But there's a chance he will.
What?
Chance he will. Nice swerve, controlled swerve. And on the blue.
Yeah, you tend to know how Ali's feeling. He exudes sometimes when he's frustrated and angry, and I think he is at the moment. I think he's simmering. Sometimes he can transmit that into good play. Sometimes it gets to him and he loses his composure. Again,
6.
not the best cue ball, to say the least. How does he get a colour from here?
7.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, as I say, he's simmering at the moment, Ali. Whereas I think with Ronnie, GV's all these interviews, he's been playing everything down, hasn't he? Like expectations and everything. I think I wouldn't say he's happy to miss shots, but he's putting up with it. better.
Yeah, he's not letting it get to him, but, well, that's a bit of good fortune for Ali. That's okay. You could hear the sigh. Got that much too thick. Didn't find the baulk cushion and left a couple of pots on here on the left corner, but I think this red in the middle of the table would just past the blue.
One.
It did, and a nice strike and perfect on the blue. At the moment, blue on its spot, pink out of commission. Just wonder now, will he, off the next red, try and get the black on its spot? Not from there, he won't.
6.
And
7.
having said that, that red that he's just cleared away would have been blocking the black. Should it have gone back on its spot. Just a bit short with position. Wrong side of the blue.
Yeah, Ronnie's played as many, or pretty close to as many poor position shots as Ali, but it's not affecting his composure down on the shot.
13.
As you can just see in the body language with Ali Carter, to me, he's lost his composure in this match.
Well, that was a little bit of a surprise. I thought with the angle he had on the blue, he could have played that with a bit more pace. Well, if he's on this red, that's okay. He can open reds as he pots it now. So it's awkward queuing.
Ninety.
Now, will he go into them with a bit more pace this time? I see no reason why not.
I think the apex red will just hit the left side as we look. Yeah, just like that. Because he knew he had the other red to the left of it just to keep the cue ball in play. Like you, I thought he might have gone a little less pace than that. But he hit, as I say, the apex red on the button.
25.
You posed an interesting question at the start of this match.
27.
How Ali would feel as how Ronnie was playing. And yeah, that can affect you sometimes, because sometimes you think, well, I'm playing Ronnie or Sullivan, I can't miss a ball, I can't make a mistake because he's going to punish me. So he doesn't see it with the clarity of view that we do from the commentary box, that Ronnie's made mistakes.
Yeah, it was a tough draw for Ali, not just because it's Ronnie O'Sullivan, that's stating the obvious, but sort of unknown what Ronnie O'Sullivan's going to turn up. I suppose
33.
Ali and his coach Chris Henry would be telling themselves, well, just expect the best of Ronnie Sullivan to turn up, but it hasn't been that way, and
34.
maybe the fact that I said Ali hasn't stamped his authority because of that, that's putting more pressure on him to do so. He's thinking, oh, Ronnie's not playing that well, I've really got to win these frames.
39.
As we see, Ronnie seems to be just getting more and more comfortable. He's got the cue ball. The cue ball dancing its tune at the moment.
45.
42 points to lead. These three reds, nicely in the open, will be more than enough
46.
to take him into the mid-session interval. With a lead, just a little bit short. Has he got a slight angle on this blue? Managed to force one.
Yeah, the interval is going to come at a good time for Ali Carter, just to sort of calm down. Maybe go in the practice room, put a couple of balls, get his pace, because I think whether it's due to the situation or not, things look just, says not a lot, but just a little bit rushed for me.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. There was a couple of times where he just needed an extra second to think about a shot, and he got down and played it.
50.
And that will keep him in his seat. Well, he'll keep him in his seat until Ronnie's finished, and then he'll go to his dressing room. But certainly signs that Ronnie O'Sullivan now is relaxing into the occasion, and that's what this has been, and this is what it's been billed as. It's an occasion.
65.
It sort of wasn't so much of a match as how it would unfold, and looking at these early exchanges, it's Ronnie O'Sullivan who's looking a lot more
72.
at home.
73. $80. 82.
It would be lovely to see a century from Ronnie. And he's got it, so he's on track for
85.
it. This could be a little bit easier.
89.
1,282 centuries, career-wise.
94.
Cue ball needs to run. Perfect.
100.
1,283. Wonderful. The rocket! Have we got lift off?
Goes